Hey, what's up, guys? It's Real Train Toy Train coming at you. Well, it's supposed to be live, but we couldn't go live tonight because I need 1,000 subscribers and I have about 6 or 7. So we'll just do a quick little video about trains and maybe some life, all that type of good stuff. From Boston, so don't mind my accent. Uh, we do park the car, Harvard Yard. I'm a big train fan. I love trains, big ones, small ones, whatever it is. I like coffee. I like beer. I like guns. I like women. Um, and, I try to keep the political stuff out of it, but sometimes, you got to talk about it. Anyways, I'm going to have to sip my coffee here. All right, so let's get into it. I love O gauge trains. I like them all, like HO, N scale, G, whatever it is. But I've just been fascinated by O scale my whole life. Ever since I was a kid, probably 5 or 6 years old. My father had a O27 set up, and probably post-war around the Christmas tree every Christmas, and I just had watching it run around. It was just always great fun. And when I was a kid, I got into HO trains and stuff like that, and they were great and stuff. I had them on a ping pong table when I was 10 or 11 years old, something like that. And being from the Northeast, I always had Conrail, and pretty much that type of stuff. New Haven, Boston, and Maine, but mostly Conrail. You know what I mean? And that's still what I try to follow today. All the lines from the Northeast. Um, so yeah, I mean, after being a kid and stuff like that, I got rid of all my HO trains and sold them for a speaker system for my car. One of my first cars, big loud, lots of bass and stuff like that. I mean, I'm into music and stuff like that too. I love anything from old school Johnny Cash to Jay-Z and that type of stuff. But I really like music, and I love like quality sounding stuff. Like um, I have a setup in the other room. I'll show you in a little while. It's I got a nice Onkyo receiver and some Cerwin Vega speakers. um, so like I said, I love everything. I love cars. I used to have a Shelby, as you can see in the background right here, GT350. One of my good friends on YouTube, he has one. Um, and right now I have a Mach 1. It's a 2004 Mach 1. And it's a grocery getter. Nothing crazy, but just something to fart around in and take the family out in once in a while. And, you know, um, speaking of the family, I have 4 kids. Three of mine. One's my stepson. He's the oldest. He's 13 and great kid. He loves all of his stuff. And my son loves things. He loves cars and things like that. He's into cars, being outside, ATVs, quads. And then I have identical twin girls that are about 2.5, and they pretty much love Frozen and things like that. But they also love trains because their dad loved trains. They love cars. They love excavators and loaders and dump trucks and stuff like that. So that's basically it. My wife's great. She's a nurse. She works overnights, and then she comes home during the day and takes care of all the kids while I go to work. I have my own company. I own a power wash company and soft wash company. Um, yeah. So, anyways, that's pretty much the history on what's going on with me. Um, but so we'll talk about a little bit about my trains. I started off with MTH trains, and the MTH trains are great. Especially the Premier line, they have great detail and stuff like that. But recently I just wanted to expand, and I picked up the Lionel Legacy system and bought a couple of engines, and I really enjoy using that system because I mean it's just a little bit more user friendly. I mean the MTH is great. You know, it's in my eyes it's better than conventional, but you know some people still like conventional, and I love conventional when it comes to the post-war stuff, and I have post-war stuff. But you know, so now I have both systems, and they're both great, as you know most of you guys know. There's pros and cons with both of them. I do like how you can run the MTH with the Lionel on the same tracks. That's great. I like how the newer Lionel engines have the Bluetooth built in, and obviously you can't use all the features that are in the Bluetooth engines with just Bluetooth, but it's nice just to have that. I think it's a great feature, and I think Lionel has definitely stepped up their game in that respect. The Lion Chief engines are great. I myself, I don't know if I would buy one. Maybe I would pick up a couple of like Thomas the Train ones, like the James and the Thomas. I mean, they're cheap enough, and when the girls get a little bit older, they love Thomas, so maybe they can play with them and stuff like that. But one of my major dislikes about the Lion Chief engines is even with the Lion Chief Plus is that from what I've seen on YouTube so far is that they only have 2 chuffs per revolution, which I'm not a rivet counter by any means, but to me that's just not it's not like prototypical at all, and you can't even change that. So it's like, I don't know, it's just one of my gripes about them, and it's not a huge deal to a lot of people, I'm sure. They're still great engines, but it's just not for me. I think that even a Lion Chief Plus engine should have 4 revolutions per minute, but it is what it is. So anyways, if you guys want to see, I'll show you what I have. I don't have a layout right now, but I just have like some tracks set up on my workbench. I don't know if you can hear the water going on, but we have a turtle tank downstairs and 2 goldfish. I'll turn the camera around. So here's the turtle tank. That's his name's Squirt. We got him when he was like a tiny little nothing, and now he's gotten bigger and stuff like that, and he doesn't go after these 2 fish right here. They don't have any names, but they started out as little tiny feeder fish, and he just doesn't go near them. We keep him fed good enough, and maybe he just wants the company. So, but here's the setup right now. Nothing crazy, like we said before. I got a ZW that powers the legacy system and the MTH system, and it's basically Atlas track, and it's just enough to get me running right now and get everything going. I got a couple of things going on over here, but so basically when I first started out at my old house, we just moved here in December, so it's May now, so we haven't been here that long. At my old house, I was running just a tubular track with really tight curves, old 31, and I'm a big fan of doing a lot of switching. So just the tight curves and things like that, they weren't very they weren't very friendly to switching, like backing up through a curve or something like that. It just, the trains would come off the tracks, and it would just you have to shut everything off, turn everything back on again. It just wasn't fun. So I figured I'd go with some Atlas track. So far it's been so good. I just want to get a layout going so I can actually do some switching. But for right now, this is doing the job. I mean, we come down here for a little while, have some fun, turn the trains on, switch some cars. But it does the job. I just want to throw a plug out right now to my friend Nick at PTF Designs. He builds these flats right here. They look awesome. I mean, if you guys have a layout and you have a wall in the back and you just need something to fill it in, I mean, these things are just great. You know, they look 3D. He prints them on vinyl, so it's just a really good look. You know what I mean? You can find them on eBay, and I know he's got a website. And you know, if you guys want some more info on it, you can contact me. I can set you up, no problem. You can do custom work. This is actually my wife's brother's brewery right here. They brew like all those really nice IPAs and stuff like that, which I'm a big fan of. But Nick hooked me up. He put the logo on there for me. So anyways, those, I mean, just really good looking stuff, you know. Does a good job with them. And the price is right. So anyways, if you guys, want to see some trains, like I said, I'm into the Conrail stuff, and I picked this up the other day at my local shop. It's a Lionel Legacy GP38. It's got the Bluetooth in it. And I was a big fan of it because you don't see this very often, you know what I mean? It's got like the one Conrail door in it. Looks like it was, or like it was a Penn Central locomotive, and they just started changing it to Conrail. They switched one door, but to me it's got some good detail to it, you know, and got some good sounds. So you can check it out. The fish seem to like it, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, we can start it up. Once again, guys, I tried to go live tonight, but you need 1,000 subscribers, which to me is just a little crazy. I mean, if you want to go live, why can't you just go? I mean, who said you need any subscribers to go live? It's just, I don't know. To me, it's crazy, you know? All right, so we got it powered up here. Let's turn it on. And just bear with me because I'm holding my phone and the remote at the same time. This engine makes really good sounds, you know. It's always got this like banging and clanging going on, which some people might not like, but with a road engine like this, doing switching and local jobs, I think you'd hear these sounds all the time anyway. So anyways, it's got the marker lights that change when you turn it to forward and reverse. It's got some nice RPM sound effects. Second notch, bring it back down. Here's the bell. It's got the quill horn. So I'm only using the second level of the quill. I think the third one was a little bit too harsh for me. I'll play it for you right now. So there's the first. There's the second. That's the third. I don't know. I like the first and the second. Third's a little too much for me. All right, so you get it moving a little bit. put into the switch, and then we'll back it up to that gondola. Oops. Uh-oh. Something's not happy. There we go. Hold on, baby. All right, we'll make the hitch over here. Let's see. Let's put it together. All right. All right. Let's pull it forward now.
This is the block operator. You are cleared to depart on signal indication. Over. Understood. Out.
Back her up.
This is the block operator. You are cleared to depart on signal indication. Over. Roger that. I got the green light. Out.
Not a big fan of that third quill. Drop that gondola off back there. All right, guys, so this is pretty much the layout so far. Like I said, it's just on the bench. You know, nothing crazy. Just enough to get me by for a little while. As you can see, I got a good sized basement over here. So plenty of room to do the layout. Let's see, we'll back up a little bit. So what I'm thinking is over here kind of goes back probably about 12 feet from the end of the bench right there to that little notch in the wall. So about 12 feet that way, and then probably another 12 feet across to this side. So I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe putting the layout like in here. But then again, I mean, I have all this room to go back this way to where the weights are, because I can always move them over to that side, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you know, I have all this room over here, and then I can take the weights and move them all over to this side. Well, there's even more weights actually, but there's another good space on this side over here. So I could always, you know, move those weights to this side of the room. This is kind of like just a big square right here. Or I could put the layout on this side, but then I would be farther away from my workbench. So I'm thinking about maybe just moving the weights to this side over here, and then I'd have basically all this room over here, then into that little notch back to the workbench, and all this over here too. So this is quite a bit of space, but as you guys know with the O gauge, it takes up a lot fast, you know. So I don't know. So, but definitely want to get the trains off my workbench soon. It's just takes a lot of time and planning, and you know, get some wood down here, throw some plywood down, get the bench work going. But I'm thinking definitely, you know, from the workbench over to that notch, and then back, all the way back to that wall. That should get me going to like a decent sized layout. And you know, got other things down here like the good old bowling game. That's the pachinko, the old Chinese gambling machine. There's the old Shelby poster. Rest in peace, Shelby. And then in here, like I said, you know, I like sound, so in here we got the 75-inch Samsung and the Seren Vega speakers. Each speaker's got two 15-inch subwoofers in it, so it, you know, it rocks the house in here. It's good sound. But you know, I mean, we got trains everywhere. We got all types of trains. You know, we like to have fun, and there's always something to look at my house. You know, we even have this box right here. So, you know, there's always something to look at here. Some old switches. These are pretty cool. I think they're pre-war switches. A couple of those in there, and then I believe that's a log loader right there. Pre-war log loader. But you know, it's just stuff that I come across, yard sales, things like that. Sometimes I'm at a customer's house and they have some stuff, so you can always take that out in a different video, take a look at it. But you know, we got plenty of stuff here at the house to look at, talk about. This is a bridge I used to have at my old house. It was actually a swing bridge. You can see the hinges there, and I used to, you know, flip it up, and that's how you would get behind my bar actually at my other house. The trains would go around the bar and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. So maybe we definitely, we definitely incorporate this bridge into the new layout, you know. And of course, you know, I got my boxes of stuff over here, amps, things like that. That's the TIU that I still haven't done yet. Some HO trains in here, all the Athearn boxes. And here's a gift my wife got me. We're going on, hopefully in October, we're going on Cass Scenic Railroad. But she got me one of the passenger cars, HO scale, of course. But you know, who cares? Still fun. And yeah, just tons of stuff everywhere. You know, you have boxes of stuff, trains wrapped up in newspaper. So, you know, if you guys want to see more, definitely subscribe to the channel. And like I said, I'm sorry that I couldn't go live. You know, YouTube's kind of, they're just on their thing, and you know, you need 1,000 subscribers. So I'm not there yet, but hopefully someday we'll be, you know, way over that. And I'm gonna sign off tonight, guys. But hopefully, you know, tell your friends and we'll subscribe. And you know, we'll get the layout going. We'll have some more fun, talk about things, and you know, run some trains. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. Everybody stay well. Peace. Be friendly to your neighbors. Be friendly to your family. And, you know, like I said, peace out, man.